Hello, today we have a VOD review on Route 66. Looks like a Platinum Winston. I've never seen this video before, so I'll be commenting in real time. So, looks like you're running the Widow and Soldier, Winston, Orisa, and Zen Anna. Wow, this is very interesting. Okay, so as Winston here, I like the position you have now on this map. You're probably just gonna stay here, and you're just gonna kind of see what happens. Depending on what comp they're running, that'll kind of tell you whether or not you need to collapse and help your teammates, or dive their backline. I think the more likely thing is you're gonna have to collapse. So we'll kind of see what happens. But generally here is pretty good spot. Don't peek too much because you don't want to be taking unnecessary damage. So cool. Yeah, so like what you're doing right now is a little bit dangerous, and that was a really silly bubble. Just unnecessary, really, because in the next 12 seconds you might need it. So that being said, it's unlikely actually that they start fighting you in the next 12 seconds, but this bubble doesn't really do a whole lot, so it's just kind of silly.
They have a Mercy, they have a Genji.
Oh, okay, so I think you're... Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen this before. So I guess you're trying to scout with that bubble. So actually, yeah, I totally approve of that. That's pretty interesting. And you should have it back in time. So pretty innovative strat that I've never seen before. So very cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so generally you want to be around here. Cool, you're contesting this flank area. I like it. So far your scouting is good. Looks like is that your soldier right there? Oh, what is he doing? Okay, cool. Your Widow got a pick, so now you can get a... Yeah, now you can just free chase this monkey. Oh, your Widow's going off.
Help.
Well, considering your team is just totally cleaning house, actually, I like what you did, sort of. I kind of would have liked to see you kind of bodyguard right here. Who was that? Was that Widowmaker? Yeah. So she could probably use some help with this Roadhog. You have bubble up. You have jump pack or jump, whatever it's called. So yeah, I don't mind that you dove the McCree on the payload, but again, I would have liked to see you kind of bodyguard this Widowmaker here.
Help. Winston asleep behind.
A little early on that shield. So that shield positioning was actually pretty bad. You probably wanted to wait on that shield and go forward a little bit more before you dropped it. Because now you took some fire from Anna and from McCree, and you probably could have taken almost no damage if you had waited on that bubble just like an extra second, maybe second and a half.
He's on the stairs.
Next time you sleep, somebody call him out so I can headshot him.
Cool, so you're collapsing. Nice. It's a good collapse.
Need healing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, I don't mind you here either. This is a good spot. Just be a little bit
I'm gonna
careful.
go back on the garage again.
Okay, so like so far with your gameplay, it's a little bit you're a little bit too liberal with kind of like your positioning and your bubbles. So like once you get to the higher levels, like you're gonna kind of realize that people will punish you for these kinds of these situations where, okay, so like let's kind of take a step back. So like right here, right there, a really good team, like good players, like maybe like GMs, let's say, McCree's, Anna's, Widows, things like that, like they'll flashbang you, sleep dart you, they'll headshot you, and there's a good chance that you'll just straight up die here or take a ton of damage and putting your team at risk of losing a fight because of like this play. And like really, what is this play doing? It's kind of just nothing. If anything, you're just kind of giving them ult charge. So at the higher levels, like you weren't quite punished for this. But again, you kind of just used your bubble here for not really a whole lot of reason. So yeah, so just overall your gameplay, it's a little bit you're just doing things that are unnecessary. I was happy what you did in the beginning where you scouted with that bubble, but aside from that, your bubbles are just kind of like, oh well, I'm in this kind of dangerous position, I might as well throw it down. And Winston bubble has a really long cooldown, so you have to be really careful with how you use it, how often you use it, or when you use it, I guess.
Got him. I got you.
Good job.
Okay, this is good. So just keep playing here, keep playing with this, do this dance. Actually,
gaming,
I'm not quite sure why you backed off right there. You could have kept Tesla canning him. So like, yeah, so like you kind of just backed off there. I'm not quite sure why. Was there somebody? Oh, sorry about that. Was there somebody in vision? No, I don't see anything.
Since gaming soldier. Watch out, watch out.
So like,
Winston really low.
that bubble right there. Like, I'm not quite sure what it was protecting against. Was there a Roadhog?
Since gaming soldier. Watch out, watch out.
Maybe.
Winston really low. Discorded.
I got him.
Okay, that right. Wow.
Three
Okay.
on the roof. And down.
Oh my goodness. I
Three got me.
can. Oh man, just at this elo, nothing makes sense because nobody's doing what they should be doing. So, that's a good collapse. So, I'm kind of having a hard time. No, don't get that health pack. So, well, actually, they're about to push this payload. Actually, no, that's fine that you did that. So far, your gameplay, it kind of just feels like you're not quite sure what your role is, and actually, I take that back. It feels like you actually do know what your role is, but which is like, you're a tank, you're trying to create space, but it feels like you don't know how to do that. So the number one thing I'm going to offer you as a piece of advice is, as a tank, especially Winston, I want you to practice blocking line of sight from your opponents while keeping line of sight from your teammates or with your teammates. So what that means is, depending on where you are on the map, look for spots where you're kind of behind a wall or a corner so that your opponents can't easily attack you, but that you're still in line of sight of ideally your healers, but your backline in general. So I haven't really seen you do that at all. You just kind of like go in, you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to throw a bubble down. So it just feels like overall you're not really quite sure how to execute your abilities and kind of like prioritizing, I guess just kind of misprioritizing your positioning. All that being said, I'm pretty happy with you collapsing like onto enemy divers and flankers, like when you helped Zenyatta and when you helped I don't know who else you helped, but I've seen you dive to help people in the your backline, so I'm pretty happy with that. But kind of your like aggression to create space is like almost zero. So we'll kind of keep this playing, and we'll see if we see some examples of you doing it well, so that we can kind of point out, okay, this is how you should be doing it. So, okay.
We can test.
Okay, so just back off. Good. Your team decided not to
Yeah,
contest.
they'll let that next time that Winston chase.
All right, you should probably back off here. Good. Perfectly played. I like that. Okay, your team just got a pick, so you can probably. Oh, okay, good. And you're collapsing this Genji. Awesome. Yes, this is good. Nice. Finish him off. Good. Now, okay, so now it's a 6v4, so you probably want to get aggressive still. I think there's a Winston to your left. Or wait, who was that? Yeah, Winston. Okay, so see if you can collapse on that Winston.
Winston's one shot.
So like right now, you're totally ignoring this Winston. Oh, but actually, this is a really good bubble. This is probably the first bubble you've done that I really like. So right now, I've been praising you for collapsing, but you just missed a really good opportunity to collapse on that Winston that's on your team.
Logan.
And they still haven't killed him yet, so he must be causing a ruckus there. Okay, cool. They finally killed him. Cool. You guys still have a man advantage, so you could keep pressing this. So actually, I want you to stay here and probably use your bubble soon. Cool, so just chill here, throw down bubble.
Try and save my ult.
Good. You're creating space. Okay, yeah. Now you back off. Excellent. Get some heals. You guys have 5 ultimates, though. Okay, so like right here, this is a pretty good spot for you. You have this corner here. Sorry, let me make this bigger. This corner on this side, right? And you have this corner on this side. And you can use this, like we talked about earlier, to block line of sight from your opponents, but you're still being able to be healed by your healers. So you kind of can play with this area and contest the payload. So let the payload go a little bit more forward, and then you can just test the people who turn the corner, throw bubbles as necessary. You could also go forward, like around this, and then go to the left. This little spot right there. You're kind of blocked from people above you, and then people coming out from the payload. So that's also an okay spot, and you can kind of see if you can go there. Because the reason I mentioned that is because Orissa's more forward, so you could probably join up with her in that spot. So let's see what you do.
Ultimate is ready.
Yeah. So like what I was talking about was like right here, and actually she has a shield here, so like this general area is pretty good. You could opt for this side. But on this side, you're probably out of line of sight of your healers, and you're in direct line of sight of your opponents. Like they could shoot you right, like from this direction. Sorry, let me try that one more time. Make this bigger. So like, if you're here, they can shoot you from here very easily. Well, I should say more easily than if you were in this area. Okay, that's enough chatting. Not to mention, you're not in Tesla range if you're all the way on the right side. Okay.
Let's get in there.
So like right now, I don't really like where you are. You're just kind of exposed, and that's it. You're not really creating space that way. You're not threatening when you're just kind of in the middle of open space. You want to be around corners. Here, I don't really like this dive. Again, you have ult. You already have ult, and what are you really offering here? Like not a whole lot.
Winston,
So
can you guys?
actually, so if this Winston was gonna do that anyways, then it would be nice to have your jump pack right now. That way you can jump onto him and then collapse on him. So now you're 3 seconds without it.
He's on the bridge.
So you're kind of in this weird space now. Okay, but your team's still popping off, so that's good.
Through. My ultimate is ready.
Genji behind. It's
Cool.
on me.
So this is, yeah, get on that. Cool, just push him back. Oh, no. So
on me.
right there. Okay, so general advice for Winston, try not to use your ultimate until you've taken some damage. You were almost full health there. So I would have liked to see you just hold on to it a little bit, burn some more cooldowns, take a little bit more damage. Not a whole lot, just a little bit before you burn that. Yeah, and that ultimate didn't do a whole lot. Like you zoned off the team, which is not bad, but it could have been executed better if you had held on to your ultimate there. All right, so you guys, I think you guys have lost this. Wow, your Widow is putting in work. So if I may be so bold, as Winston, if you were kind of playing at a bit of a higher level, paired with this Widowmaker, you guys could easily carry this game because she clearly has good aiming capability. So as a tank, if you were creating pressure a little bit better, or let's just say like significantly better, you guys could just be winning this just based off this, just with this. Oh, sorry about that. Just with this Widow alone. So cool. You're trying to protect her, so I like that. Chase, yeah, Chase. Oh, you gotta put down that bubble down quicker, a little bit sooner. When you're diving to Ana like that, you gotta put it down sooner. That reload. No, I don't think you can chase this. Your team's losing. Oh, actually, that wasn't McCree. Let me see that again. Wait, where did their McCree go? Hold on, 1 sec. Did they switch off the McCree? Oh, okay. Okay, so that was my fault. I thought I saw a McCree there. They didn't have a McCree here. This dive is actually totally okay. Her sleep dart should still be down. No, she probably has sleep dart again. Actually, let's turn sound back on. Okay, let's see that one more time.
She has her ult.
Barrier up.
Yeah, and actually, that bubble was actually. I would have liked to see you hold on to both of your cooldowns here because when you're on a Mercy, you can almost always expect for her to because her Guardian Angel is like 2-second cooldown, I think. So. In this situation, I would have liked to see you hold on to your jetpack and your bubble, waited for her to Guardian Angel, and then use both. Because it would be nice to have it right now.
I'm down. Reinhardt got me.
Cool. Still, good kill.
We need to push against the cart.
Just stay on her. You're going to have ult soon. Oh,
We
actually,
need to push against the cart. What?
I would have liked to see you stay on her and... Let me see. How much...
We need to push against the cart.
Oh, actually, you didn't have any ammo. No, this is the right call.
What?
Yeah, you had to bail there. Okay. She might kill you still.
I'm off with her. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make
Okay.
a guess.
No, at that point you had to jump away.
Soldier, careful, soldier.
Okay, so you're trying to flank here. I don't
Careful, Reinhardt,
I don't
no.
mind Winston's flanking. It's not something you should be doing a whole lot. In this scenario, I think it's fine. So I think you should go. It's a 5v5. Okay, now it's a 4v5, but that's okay. Keep going for it. No, I don't think to be honest here, you were still at full health. I would have just jumped away. Like right now, you have health pack, or excuse me, jump pack, and you were still at like 400 health. So I would have tried to run away. You know what? That being said, it's not a horrible ultimate. We'll see how it plays out. I don't blame you for doing this ultimate. It's actually not that bad. And you're just kind of separate. You're trying to zone, but actually, is your team even on anybody? Oh, I guess they were on that Winston. Okay, let's turn sound back on. So in like kind of what I was saying earlier, flanking as Winston, it's not bad, but it's kind of hard to execute in solo queue, specifically solo queue, because Genjis and Tracers are really fast, right? Like they can get into position and they can get in and out of a fight very quickly. Whereas Winston, he kind of just goes in, and then for the next 5 seconds, that's it, right? Like that's all. That's basically it for him. So in solo queue, I'm not a huge fan of Winston's doing flanks like that. Usually, you just want to be creating space for your team. So like in this case, when the payload, so on that previous play, let's say you don't flank. Let's say instead you decide to like posture in this area over here. And again, you're threatening this area, this space, but look, you're blocked from line of sight again, and from your opponents, right? Because they can't shoot this corner very easily. And then you have line of sight from your healers, right? Because they're behind you. So that's probably your number one problem right now, is that it feels like you don't really quite know how you should be creating space for your team. Yeah, to be honest, I think I've seen enough of your VOD. That is easily your biggest problem right now. Like if you can learn how to block line of sight from your opponents, but keep line of sight of your teammates, that is going to create so much space for your team, and it's going to be really hard for your opponents to engage on a Winston who's around a corner threatening with Tesla cannon. And then overall, just be a little bit more conservative with your bubbles. I feel like you just kind of throw them down at random times. So yeah, so let's kind of wrap up this video. So, and like right now, see like this flank, it's pretty dangerous. And it's especially dangerous if your team ever starts off a fight with like one death. So like that last time when you try to flank, I think immediately somebody got picked on your team. And that's when flanking like this is super dangerous, because if you were in position, like we talked about earlier, in a way that you're creating space for your team, winning that 5v6 is going to be easier than if you're kind of still trying to flank from the back line. And again, this is a specific problem with solo queue, because you guys aren't going to be in perfect sync. If this was like a high professional match, yeah, sure, the occasional Winston flanking is totally okay. And even then, like you'll see most of the times Winstons don't really flank that often. So not a huge fan of the flanking. And like even just now, you just died and you didn't really do a whole lot for your team. So yeah. So number one, practice what we talked about with the line of sight, creating space for your team. Be a little bit more conservative with your bubbles. I would say your strength right now is your awareness to collapse onto teammates who are being flanked or dove. So kudos to you on that. That's probably your strong suit right now. Yeah, so work on that. So ultimate usage, a little bit too, I feel like you're a little bit too quick to use your ultimates. As Winston, the ideal situation to use your ultimate is after you use bubble, after you use jetpack or jump pack, whatever it's called. And once once you're about to take a lot of incoming fire, or you've lost maybe, I don't know, 100, 200 hit points. If you're really slick, you'll be super low, like I don't know, 100 hit points. But that's gonna come with practice when you know how to time it like that. So, but number one, work on that LOSing, blocking LOS from your teammates. That's easily the difference between like maybe 500 and 1,000 SR. And then once you perfect that, you're going to be so much better and so much stronger. So work on that and you will climb. Cool. I hope this video was helpful. And if you liked it, please subscribe. Thank you.